Hi again. So my cake's come out of the fridge now with the first crumb coat on, and it is nice and set. So we're going to get the buttercream back. Oh, it's gone a bit dark now. We're going to get the buttercream back. Let me just sort this out a bit. Sorry, I don't have any fancy equipment. I've got my phone being propped up on a water bottle, a bottle of water. That's about as technical as I get, folks. So, let's do this. Got my buttercream. Don't know what side to put it on. So we're just going to go back in and get all that on. Okay. And this is where we're going to try and just smooth it all out. Try to get it as even as possible. All those bits where it didn't quite get filled. I don't need lots of buttercream on this crumb coat. I might do this for a cake where I really need a smooth finish, but because of the decoration that's going on here, I don't really need it that smooth. But we'll just do it anyway. It looks wonky on camera. It looks wonky, but it's looking at it, it's not. That's really weird. It's not wonky at all. Don't think it is anyway. But again, for this cake, it doesn't really matter because of the decoration that's going to be going on. I'm not going to tell you what the decoration is. You'll have to wait and see for that. I'm not going to tell you about the decoration. But it's so pretty, and it has a lot of stuff that a lot of technical detail that I'd never done before. So it was a great learning tool. I used products that I'd never used before, and they were absolutely beautiful, lovely to work with. I used I think it's Saraceno, I think it is, modelling paste, and it is just amazing stuff to work with if you're modelling. It is a little bit costly, but it is a proper professional brand. If you're just doing this as a hobby, then, you know, just supermarket modelling paste or whatever, one of the less expensive brands, will just do you fine. But if you're doing modelling work, sugar work, flowers, and you just want that something to give you a really good professional finish. If you do wedding flowers and models for weddings and stuff, Saraceno is amazing. You will absolutely love it. So I use that for this cake. I don't use it for all my cakes, and this is the first time actually ever using it. And it was amazing stuff, absolutely amazing. And the decorations came out so beautiful. I actually can't wait to show them. I can't wait to share them with you. See that? See how smooth that is? So we just scrape it off. Every time you scrape, every time you clean it off the cake, you clean it off the scraper. So go around the cake, and then you clean it off your scraper, and then you can go back round and you can fill in, like here I've got loads of gaps and spaces, right? Fill those in, because if you don't and then you put your fondant on, you'll be able to see it straight through your fondant. So just fill all those little spaces and gaps in. Just put a blob of buttercream on them. Now when you're doing this, when you're doing the second stage of crumb coating, you don't really want any cake showing. As I said, again with this one, it doesn't really matter because of what I'll be doing with it. But if you've got cake showing, especially chocolate cake, if you've got cake showing, when you go to put your fondant on, especially if it's white fondant, it will show through. No doubt about it, it will show through, especially if you roll your fondant out too thin, it will just show straight through. And it doesn't give it that nice professional finish. I'm all for the professional finish. There's no point doing something for a customer if you don't have that nice professional polished finish. So things like that, really bear in mind when you're cake decorating. That ask yourself, if you was to look at it, if you ordered it and you looked at it, you went to collect it and that's what they presented to you, would you be like 100% happy with it? Because if you're not 100% happy with it, then you shouldn't expect your customer to be 100% happy with it. So all these little finishes, they really do help to perfect your cake. There you go. See that for me now, because I'm going to cover this cake in fondant and then I'm going to do more things around the fondant. I'm not too worried if I cover this in fondant and I get little dints, because no one is going to see them. I can promise you, I know this cake looks wonky, but I can promise you it's not. I think it's just the camera angle. Okay, so I don't really need to put any on the top, but I'll put a little coat on the top anyway, because I've got some left. This buttercream, I used 250 grams of butter, so pretty much just a block of butter, and I used 500 grams of icing sugar, and that's enough to crumb coat, to fill and crumb coat an 8-inch cake. This is an 8-inch cake. So that will give you enough. I've got just about enough here. I can probably go around and just fill the rest. So that's what you do when you crumb coat. You just smooth everything out. Smooth it, smooth it, smooth it. There you go. I've got the radio playing in the background. I usually sing when I'm working, but I'm too shy. I might give you a little song at some point, I don't know. I think I might just go around and... When you're doing ganaching, when you do this with ganache, and I probably will do a video on ganaching. Ganache is just, if you don't know, it's just a mixture of chocolate and cream, and you heat the cream, add it to the chocolate, and then whip it, and you get this lovely, delicious chocolatey loveliness. And it's great for filling cakes. It's great for some piping work. You can, if you let it set to the right consistency, you can almost use it as you would buttercream, but it gives a great finish to cakes. If depending on what type of cake I'm doing, I often ask my customers if they would like ganache, or I recommend ganache to crumb coat the cake because it gives a better finish. Most definitely. No bulging, tastes delicious. You can whip it and use it on cupcakes and things like that. So that's definitely one for another video. Someone asked me when I posted the other video up, they asked me if I could do a video on how to make a simple cake. Well, there's so many of those videos out there that I don't really see the point in doing that. But I might do one on top tips on how to achieve the perfect bake. That might be a bit more useful for what I want to do anyway with these videos. I really don't know what kind of direction I'm going to take these videos. I'm just going to do whatever. So I think we're nearly there. I don't know where that came from. So you can really spend time on this. I think we're nearly done though. I'll just put this bit on here, fill in these gaps, smooth it out, and then this will go back in the fridge to set, and then we'll get ready for fondant. So we'll just smooth that out. There you go. I hope you find these videos useful. Anyway, they are just for fun, because I usually witter away to myself when I'm in the kitchen. You know, I pretend I'm doing tutorials and things. And I thought, well, do you know what? Why don't you just put the camera on and just give people a little insight into your kitchen? It's not a tutorial as such, but, you know, this is what I do in my kitchen. And it's nice having you here. It's nice having you here. Right, that'll do. Just clean the top. Now, there's lots of ways you can clean the top. I like to just get your spatula at a bit of an angle. Make sure it's clean. Not clean as in you don't have to go and wash it, but just make sure it's clean of any buttercream or anything. And then just scrape it in like that. Just bring it in. And then when you've done that, clean it off, do the next bit. Clean it off, do the next bit. I know some people at this stage, they would actually put the cake in the fridge or freezer for a while until it firms up, and then they'll take it out and they'll get a knife and they will just go round the rim and take all this excess off. I've never tried that method. Seems a bit long-winded for me, but if it works for you, that's what works for you. This is what works for me, so this is what I do. So you just go round and clean that lip of fondant off, making sure that you are cleaning your spatula at the same time. You go all the way around. You can take your time with this, but don't forget time is money. I don't mind anyway. I much prefer a professionally finished cake and not a rushed one, so I really do like to take my time. You can definitely guarantee you will get quality, because I am a bit of a perfectionist. There you go. So now that's going back in the fridge, and I will do another video on how to cover your cake in fondant, how to prepare your cake for covering. I'll be using the gorgeous Massaticino sugar paste. It is just the best ever. I would never ever have imagined doing a video of any type of me actually covering a cake in fondant, and a lot of people out there will probably say the same thing, but when you work with Massaticino, and you'll see it when I do it, oh well. Anyway, if you want to see me cover the cake in fondant, then look for the next video when I do it, and I'll see you then. Bye.